Shady Tales Tibia.
Like, subscribe, share.
Wilting Rose, Shady Tales Series, Volume 1, Episode 2.
Subscribe, share.
In the hidden orders of Tibia, knowledge is the highest law. Those who seek truth are divided into two paths: the illuminators, who uncover the forgotten, and the scribes, who record what must never be lost. These are their chronicles.
When I stepped back into the waking world, the realm of dreams did not release me. It lingered, a cold pressure behind the eyes, a weight in the breath, as if some part of me had learned a language the world no longer spoke. I returned not as I had left. I rose carrying purpose, and an unease I could not name. The brotherhood endured. The banners still hung. The halls still echoed with laughter and steel. Yet something beneath the surface had begun to shift. Not broken, misaligned, like a song played half a beat too fast. I did not accuse, I did not speak, I observed. The realm of dreams had sharpened me. I heard echoes others could not, felt tremors where none were meant to be. So I followed them. I traced the secret waters of Port Hope, where old magic still clung to stone and moss, listening to whispers left behind by rites no one remembered performing. I stood beneath Folda's frozen hush, where the Yeti wandered not as a beast, but as a memory given form. The wind there carried truths older than clans, older than names. I descended into Liberty Bay's shadows, where the mystery demon lingered, not watching, but waiting. And I followed threads of darkness no mortal had dared map. I witnessed the Ring of Endings ritual, blood and flame bound in sacred geometry, and was reminded that meaning is always paid for in silence before it is paid for in blood. With each discovery, I hoped to rekindle the guild's fire, to find the pulse that once made Red Rose legendary. Instead, the world answered differently. The soil beneath Antica trembled, not violently, but with fatigue, as if history itself were weary of being hurried. Some welcomed me warmly, others studied me with polite distance, measuring, weighing, as though loyalty had become something to be quantified. New voices carried further than old ones. New banners were spoken of more than old oaths. There were gatherings I was not summoned to, not out of malice, but efficiency. Decisions made quickly, quietly. I noticed a subtle change in tone. Conversations once shaped by counsel, now bent toward outcome, toward gain, toward leverage. A name surfaced more often than others, spoken with respect, with confidence. A brother whose will burned brightly, whose certainty inspired motion. Careless, not in accusation, not in shadow, simply present. Around him gathered others of similar temper, efficient, driven, sharp-eyed, brothers who prized momentum over memory. They called themselves Nothing Aloud. But in their wake, I felt a philosophy forming. That patience was weakness, that history was ballast, that honor must justify itself through results. The Blackhearts did not yet exist as a banner, but the soil was being prepared. I remained silent, not out of fear, out of love. I did not wish to burden my brothers with the heaviness growing in my chest. The dawning understanding that the guild's warmth was being replaced with heat. So I worked harder. I tracked the shifting pressure of retro near my home, a presence that felt less like a creature and more like resistance. I studied echoes of old power, buried myself in lore, in forgotten margins of the world, hoping knowledge might mend what ambition was unraveling. And still, there were moments of beauty, standing beside my fellow roses, guarding one another, sharing old stories as if they were still anchors, not ornaments. Those moments hurt the most, because they were real, and because they were fading. The guild felt like a great tree, standing tall, its leaves green, while something gnawed patiently at its heartwood. I tried to ignore it, tried to believe the tension was necessary, that growth always hurt before it healed, but each revelation weighed heavier. Each whisper pressed closer. This was not betrayal. It was erosion, accelerated by certainty. So I kept my vigil. I kept my silence. I kept my love for them close, even as the truth grew heavier with every step. And somewhere, between sorrow and clarity, I understood. The choice approaching me was not about defeating an enemy. It was about recognizing one. And when the time came to face Retro, I would learn whether the corruption I feared was born from the past, or from what we were becoming.
Shady Tales, Tibia.